Yeah, mate, ready.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are for pre-season week 1 racing from Brazil. We have Division 5 races tonight. We have a grid of 15 at the moment, maybe a couple joining late in qualifying, but it'd be good for some of these guys to show the TPs what they can do coming into the season. I'm your host tonight, Nishka. I'm joined in the comms box by a man who hasn't been here for a little while. Keeper, how are we, mate?
I'm very good, thanks, mate. How about yourself?
Oh, very good, mate. I can't wait to get this season underway. I've been absolutely frothing it over the off season. I had a good Christmas, and I'm all ready to go, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, had a good Chrissy and New Year's. Done a trial race myself and a pre-season race. So it's been really good to get back into it, and yeah, I'm keen to get this season rolling.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's going to be good to see you back, mate. Well, it was good to see you back in that Div 4 pre-season race yesterday. You had quite a good race yourself, mate, finishing inside the top 10, I believe. Um, Been super competitive though so far. What we've seen this week. Do you think we're going to see the same again tonight, mate?
Yeah, I think we will. There's a couple of names I recognise here from last season, but there's a lot of new ones that I don't recognise. I don't know if that's because I wasn't around for the last bit of last season, or if there's a lot of newcomers in Div 6. But yeah, I'm excited to see what it brings and how some of these names I haven't seen before go.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of new faces, mate. On this grid. Yeah, a lot of guys I haven't seen either. But there is a lot of returning ones too that we did see. So it's going to be interesting to see how they all match up against each other. We are waiting for this lobby to go green. If you can just let them know, keep it to go green. I'll go through some of the names while we're waiting. We got Buzz is Big. He is our host tonight, and he's in the Ferrari. Then you got Sorotkin. He's jumping into Haas. You've probably seen him a little bit last season. We know all about Mr. Panda. He's in the Kick Sauber. Romy One Kenobi. He's a new driver. Haven't seen much of him in Aston Martin. He'll be one to watch out for. Shining Swarm. We know he puts his best foot forward every night, and he's been improving. So he's one to watch out for in the Mercedes as well. We got TZ, Mr. Preacher, also known as Moose. He's in the Red Bull, so interesting to see how he goes tonight. I haven't seen much of him. Yahuga or Sponk, some of you might know him. He's in the Mercedes. We got the Ryzen. He's a new driver. He's in the Visa Cash App. We got Paul in Hell. We all know about Paul in Hell, what he can do. He's in the Aston Martin, as we seen him last season. Crowjag in the Haas. We know what he can do. Rise XX, he's in the Alpine. He's going to be one to watch out for tonight. Haven't seen much of him. P. Sefa, he is in the Kick. As the guys are starting to load in now, we'll go through the rest of the grid once these guys get in. Is there anybody you got your eye on while these guys are loading in, Keeper?
Yeah, there's a couple of names there I recognise that raced last season. I'll be interested to see how they go in what looks like a relatively fresh lineup for this division. So I'll be keeping my eye on, I think, Muzz, Panda, and Crowjag. I'll be very interested to see how they go. And obviously, Chevy was a mainstay in Div 6 last year too, so we know what he can do as well. I think, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple I didn't mention. We didn't mention Crew and we didn't mention Milano. You might have seen them guys around. Be interesting to see how they go tonight as well. As the guys are just, I think, picking their tyre selections now. 20 seconds, loading into the lobby. It's going to be. This is a fantastic track for racing. Keeper, I absolutely love Brazil. I think it's a fantastic track. I actually like both the preseason tracks that we do have coming up because we've got Abu Dhabi as well. So it's two fantastic races to see what these guys can do, Keeper.
Yeah, yeah. I myself love Brazil, mate. Obviously, we both did pretty well in Div 6 last year here, and I enjoyed doing the race last night as well. I actually haven't raced Abu Dhabi before, so that's going to be a new one for me. So, yeah, hopefully I can get up to speed quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Abu Dhabi is a fun racing track. I think most of the people will agree. I think any of the viewers out there, let us know your thoughts on Abu Dhabi. As these guys are just in the pits, probably just sorting out their setups. We haven't seen anybody coming out onto the track just yet. But yeah, small grid of 15, which is a little bit disappointing. But nonetheless, Keen to see what these guys can do. As we do see Chevy Wolves, he is about to come out onto the track in that V-carb at the moment. So he'll be out on an outlap. Be interesting to see how he goes this season. See if he can build on what he did last season. We do have a Haas coming out of the pits as well. I'm not sure whether that was Crojag or Sorotkin. We have to keep an eye on them. There was a Kick also coming out and an Alpine too. But the first car out on the track will be Chevy Wolves. Tell us your thoughts on Chevy Wolves, mate, as he comes out onto the track here, keeper.
Yeah, look, I think he's a really good driver, mate. I had a lot of good battles with him, especially early in the season last season. We got a little bit tangled up at Monaco from memory, but yeah, no, he's a really, really good bloke from what I know about him, mate. And yeah, good racer too. He's a clean racer too, mate. He tends to stay out of trouble for the best part, and yeah, I like what he does. I like his racecraft.
Yeah, absolutely. The next car that we got on the track is Sorotkin. We haven't seen too much of Sorotkin. Seen him do a few reserve races where he'd done a pretty good job last season. You probably didn't see too much of him, keeper, but he's definitely one to look out for tonight. See how he goes. The next car we got coming around is another driver you probably do not know about. He did a few races in a reserve program. That's P. Sefer, so it'd be interesting to see what he can do, mate. We will see the next car on the track after that is Milano. Have you seen much of him, mate?
No, I haven't. I have not seen much of Milano, so I'll be interested to see how he goes.
Yeah, he'd done a couple of races last year, so he's in the Williams. Going to be interesting to see how he goes tonight. We got an Alpine on the track. That's Rise. He's a new driver, so he'll be one to watch out for. See how he goes tonight. We might jump on board with him, actually, mate, and you can take us for a flying lap with him.
With Rise, yeah, no worries, mate. So he's coming around to turn 1 here at the moment, and looking pretty good through turns 2 and 3 there. Like, I know that can be very tricky for some people, so he's off to a good start as he hit this first DRS zone. Looking a little bit wobbly there. No, I think he's pulled out of it. He's in none and he's pulled out of it, so he's cancelled his lap. Yeah, he's invalidated. Yes.
Could you please get an invite to Durr, please, mate? He's asked for an invite. I'm just seeing it.
I don't know if he has me added.
Or Dilby.
I'll try, but
yeah, just see him.
Dilby?
Yeah, Dilby, mate.
Yep. Cool, I do have him. That's fine.
Yep. So just try to get him an invite. He's asking for one. We do have Crew. He is on an outlap. I haven't seen much of Crew. We do know he's around. We've seen him in the comms box for Div 1 on Saturday night. I'll jump on board with him and we'll see how he takes away his lap. As we see, Sorotkin goes P1 with a 109.9 from P. Sefer in second. But down into the first turn, Crew's burnt lots of battery down into turn 1. That's not going to help him out too much at all. But he gets through turn 1 and 2 and 3 quite nicely. He's burning down now with DRS wide open. Plenty of battery used. He's only got 20% battery left at the moment. Running in hot lap, which is not ideal. Probably want to be running in medium. So if one of the more experienced guys, or maybe after this, he can give a few tips to some of these guys. They are new drivers. So any help can help these guys out as he runs wide and he invalidates. So not ideal for him. We're seeing Shining Swarm. He's just finishing up his lap. He's coming through sector 3 now. Take us down to the line with him, keeper.
You just have to give me a second, Nishka, because I'm stuck on communicating, unfortunately, with Crew.
That's fine.
No, Shining Swarm.
Yeah, I'll take this one, mate. All good if you can just keep trying to sort those guys out. As we see Shining Swarm, he goes over in P4. Little bit of contact there with a kick. We don't want to see that. Chevy Wolves with a 108.771. That's a fantastic time from him so far in this session. We see Moose, he's done
experience shining through.
Yeah, a bit of experience shining through. We got Yahuga. He is in sector, which is Sponk. He is in sector 3 at the moment, running in hot lap, 80% battery. What can he do? He's going to have plenty left for this straight. What sort of time can we see from him? I don't think he's actually running a lap at the moment.
I think he's coming into the pits possibly because he's nearly out of fuel.
Yeah, he's nearly out of fuel, and he's got his DRS wide open. It's going to be 12.4 for him, so he's going to be in P9. The rise
on hards as well. That's interesting.
On hards.
Yes, he's to set that lap on hards.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, interesting one from Yahuga, setting a lap which Sponk on the hards, 112.4, which is interesting for him. Hopefully that's just having a look at the track and he can jump onto the softs and have a go on those. As we're seeing, Lockie saying in the chat, "Hey Nishka, how you go, Lockie, mate? Great performance the other night in the Div 1 race. It's really good to see you get that P2, mate, and things looking up for you for this season, mate." As we are seeing, Muzz is big. He is on the lap in the Ferrari. Do you want to take us away with this one, mate? He's running through Sector 2 at the moment.
Yeah, no worries. So a bit of a tricky Sector 2 this one can be if you don't get it right. But he's looking pretty good. His battery's sitting about where you'd expect it to be at this moment. But again, another one running in hot lap here. So it'd be interesting to see how he manages the battery to the end here. But he looks like he's managed it pretty well throughout this lap. As he comes round the left-hander, heading up towards the last left-hander now onto the straight. Still 40% battery. On hot lap, he spurns as soon as he comes out of that last corner, which is the perfect way to do it here. It's looking like a pretty good lap. It's going to be a competitive time, but where are we? 109.5 puts him up to P4. So that's a good result there for Muzz. Might just need to adjust his battery use a little bit. He had a fair bit left over at the end there, so he might be able to adjust how he uses that a little bit and find a few more tenths out of that lap. But that's a good lap for him for a banker.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. As I've jumped on board now with Paulin Hell, who's on a lap here. We've seen Crowjack. He put himself into P2. He's done a 109.1, so he's doing fantastic. Rise, the new driver in the Alpine, 109.4, so pretty good time from him so far. Paulin Hell, he's on a lap. He's coming through Sector 2 at the moment, doing it quite nicely so far. 60% battery, running in medium. Drops it down into third. Nice and clean, not too much curb. No burn, he's going to have plenty of battery down to the line here, 70% at the moment. He's going to burn out of the last corner all the way down to the line. What's it going to be for Paulin Hell? What can he do? Sitting in P15 with no time at the moment. It's going to be a 109.4, but I believe there's plenty of time still in that lap with how much battery he had there down to the line there, Keeper.
Yeah, so there's a lot of battery being left over by a few of these drivers here. So look, a few little adjustments so they can use all that battery, and they'll take a few more tenths off here. I do believe we have a TP standing by, ready to come in for an interview as well, Nishka.
Yeah, we do. We've got a TP coming in tonight for an interview. I believe it's the Williams TP of Dito. Is he in here now, Keeper?
Yeah, I believe so, mate. I believe he's here with us.
Dito, mate, how are we tonight? What are you thinking so far of this Division 5 qualifying?
Hey boys, going well. Yeah, mate, it's looking good. Good to see some new names out there tonight. Yeah, pretty stacked grid, but still, a few missing, but be a good race, I think, mate. Brazil's delivering some pretty good races lately.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really enjoying the Brazil races this week. As we've just seen Rolby 1 Kenobi, he just came across the line in P10. He's done a 1:10.759, but 3 laps on those softs. Interesting decision there. We'll see if he comes here and gets on a new set and tries and sets another time. So Dito, enough about tonight. Season coming up, mate. You got your eye on any potential drivers to try and get into the Williams. What have you been looking for in this pre-season so far, mate?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got my eye on a few, mate. Mainly just the guys that seem the most keen. I think, mate, it's important to me to have guys that want to show up and have fun as well, and give it all they can, man. And it's obviously showing in all these races. There's a lot of guys that are really putting in a lot of effort, and there's no shortage of a selection to pick from. I mean, I'm going to have my work, like all the TPs are. I'm going to have our work cut out for us, trying to make the right decision. Really looking forward to it, mate. I wish the season had started quick so that we get it over and done with. But yeah, at the moment, it's just a lot of thinking, trying to get the right guys and that, obviously want to be in the team as well, and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. As we just seen, Panda's just done an absolutely fantastic lap there. He's put himself up into P3 with a 109.4, so he's done a really good job. I know he's a driver that's been trying to improve himself over the off-season, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do this season. I've got one more question for you, Dito, before I pass you on to Keeper for some questions. I don't want to take up all his questions. What's your thoughts, mate, just with the obviously once the preseason's done, we get these division lists out. What's that pressure like? Only sort of having that 1 or 2 days to try and organise your shortlist for draft night, mate. What's that process like?
Oh, it's a long night, mate. Just have a look at everything and just go through. Obviously, the draft doesn't always go to plan, so having options there, not nothing's guaranteed until the team's finalised. So just having a backup plan for everything, mate, and just really thinking about every choice. Obviously, there's a lot of guys from last season that I'd love to get back as well. So that's always in my mind, mate, trying to just make the right choice, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. And it can be tough because, as we know, on draft night, you're on the clock and it's under pressure, and it'd be very easy to make a mistake. So you got to have your preparation done, as I'm sure all the other TPs are doing. Be interested to hear what they got to say as well when we get a couple more of them in as well. But I hope you enjoy the race tonight, Dito. I'll pass you over to Keeper for some more questions, mate, and I'll keep flicking through some of these drivers as we go.
No worries, mate. Cheers.
How you going, Dito?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, thank you. You kind of just touched base on what my first question was going to be there. Obviously, Williams, especially in the first half of the season last year, had their fair share of drama with driver turnover. So obviously, like you mentioned, that having guys that are keen and want to put in the time. I know from my time in Williams last year that was a big thing. Once we got drivers in that were committed, the amount of training sessions that we did as a team obviously jumped up, and as a result, you saw the Williams results became a lot more positive once you got that team cohesion there. And I know you had a few drivers last year that you had strong loyalty to that stayed on last year. Is that potentially part of your draft plan, is to try and keep the team together for the most part what you had last year, then obviously bring in a few new faces? Or
Yeah. Obviously, always try to get who I can back. But like I said before, with the draft, you never know how it's gonna go. But I can't promise anyone obviously anything because we're not keeping any drivers this season, obviously. But at the end of the day, the process it's a bit of a luck of the draw. But yeah, of course, definitely have my eyes on people that try to get back, mate, and just continue that bond, and obviously what we had going last season, try and keep that going. It was, like you said, unfortunate start. It was a tough season all over, to be fair. But yeah, we got there in the end and had some massive results. So just continue off with that. Definitely try to get some guys back for sure, though.
Yeah, 100%, mate. You definitely turned the season around last year, and your leadership played a huge part in the Williams turning around what was a disastrous start to the season. And all credit to you, mate. You finished on a very high note, I thought, and done a great job. Do you feel like you're, as one of the more experienced TPs still around, that's got the previous experience? There's obviously been a lot of talk about some new TPs coming in. Do you feel like that works in your favour a little bit, having a bit more experience with these? Obviously, having previously done draft nights and having to deal with people, whereas some of the other guys may not kind of have that experience yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to help, definitely. It can be daunting your first season for sure, but at the end of the day, mate, it doesn't always take experience to win the overalls and all that, as we've seen and stuff. It can just be how it goes on the end of the race. With obviously, we saw the drama last season and how it all unfolded, and but at the end of the day, mate, I'm not. I don't want to go say, oh yeah, I've got all this experience, but it's definitely going to help. I don't know how many more seasons you do the TP for. It's probably not a forever thing. So for sure, man, I'm going to give it all I can this season, and see where we end up, mate. Hopefully, have a better start. That's the goal. Start off on a better foot, and then move on from that, and see how we go, mate.
Yeah, 100%, Dito. 100%. Obviously, from my time in Williams last year, mate, I'll say you've done a fantastic job, and all the best for the season ahead, mate. I have no doubt whoever lands in your team is in very good hands, mate. So all the best for the season. I hope you have a really, really positive season, because I know there was a very tough one for you personally last year.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I appreciate it. Have fun commentating tonight, mate.
No worries. Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, man.
Thanks very much, Dino. That is the Williams TP. If you are interested in joining the Williams team, he's the man to contact. He's the man to let know you're keen. And yeah, good luck for the season, Dino. And yeah, can't wait to see you on track, mate. And yeah, enjoy the race tonight. And we'll see you soon, mate.
Thanks, mate. Have a good night.
Cheers, mate. Back to the action here, Keeper. We've seen some pretty good times coming in at the moment. We see Chevy Wolves is still holding that provisional pole. We've seen Rise. He has put himself, he's done just that actually. He's risen to P2 and he is done a 109 flat. So pretty good lap there from the new driver. Paul and Hill, he managed to get himself up to a 109.1. Crojack also on that 109.1 as well. So P3, P4, pretty much where we probably expected them. Fantastic lap from Milano though, Keeper, in the Williams.
Yeah. Really good lap, mate. Putting himself up into P5 there. And, you know, not a bad time. He's probably now, he's still in the pit, so he's probably out of time to try and put another one on. So he'll be sitting there nervously now waiting and to see what happens. He might, if he gets out now, he may be able to get another lap in. But yeah, he'll probably be sitting there nervously waiting now for these guys that are out on laps or on out laps to do their final times here. So yeah. Oh, that's a good lap though. Hopefully he's done enough there to keep himself in the top 5, and we'll see as these guys come around for their final laps.
Yeah, this is a strange one for me. We see Romy 1 Kenobi's 5 laps on those soft tyres. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there, why you wouldn't be on new tyres. So, yeah, that's a bit of a strange one for me.
It is a strange one, but I guess this is where you watch their quality times as a TP, and you know there's a good chance that some of these guys might have a really good race pace. They might be doing good times. It's obviously hard to do a good time on 5 lap old softs, but part of a TP is teaching some of these new boys that obviously may have not raced in a league before or might be very new to the racing scene altogether, and you know, just a little bit of coaching and you could see a massive turnaround there. So if he gets picked up by a TP, that might just be something they'll have in their mind, in their book of information that they've got on their drivers when they draft, and they'll know what to work on when they get their drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. As we seen, Shining Swarm, he's managed to get himself up to P5. So this is a driver who's been putting in a lot of work, and he's got himself up to P5. So really happy for him with that 109.1. So that's really good from him. We see Panda. He is on a lap at the moment. He's coming through Sector 3. The timer is out. So if you haven't started a lap now, you are not going to start a lap.
And P-Cypher there doesn't improve, but again, another driver that might just need a little bit of coaching here. He's finished that lap with 80% battery.
Yeah, so maybe he validated there. Mars is coming down to the line now in the Ferrari. Panda couldn't go any better. Can Mars go better? He's burning up to the line. What's it going to be for him? I'm not sure if it did. Yeah, he did improve only marginally. Dilby has invalidated, so I think that's pretty much all we're going to see. But we do have Paul in help. He has invalidated as well, so that is going to be the final finishing positions there. Keeper.
Yeah, so Chevy looking really solid here. Obviously, there's a few big name. Well, what I would assume will probably be Div 5 drivers that are not racing tonight, but Chevy has set the mark here in the first pre-season race to let the experienced boys know that aren't racing tonight that he is here to mean business this season. A solid 4 tenths faster than any other driver, so it'd be very interesting to see. Obviously, there's a couple of experienced drivers in this grid that did race last year that are off the pace from Chevy, so he has made a real statement here in the first pre-season, and no doubt will be standing out to the TPs that are watching this one now and putting his name in their notebooks ready for draft night. With a performance like that, that's definitely a way to show the TPs that you want to be selected.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. This is where you want to be putting your best foot forward. This is where you want to be showing that you want a seat. I think for these 16 guys, just being here tonight shows that you want the seat, to be honest. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing from the numbers that we had earlier in the week checked in to only have 16, but at least we're seeing 16 guys that all want a seat and they all want to be here. So that's probably the most important thing. But
100%. As you know, we experienced last year in Williams. We just touched up base on it with Dito. You know, one of the biggest issues was for them early in the season was turnover with drivers that weren't committed or didn't want to practice or were unavailable for races and stuff like that. So showing up and coaching can be done. All the TPs that we've got are very good TPs. They're experienced, and they will draft experience and fast drivers as well. And times can be improved. There's the natural progression over the course of a season, especially if you're new. You can improve heaps. So the best thing you can do is show up to these pre-season races, get your name out there, because the rest can come later, and it can come the change can come pretty quick once you're in practice sessions with a experienced or fast driver, and it's amazing how just those little tips can make all the difference. So like you said, showing up is the most important thing at this point in the season you can do, because your names are going to be the ones in TP's mind, because you're the ones that are showing up and showing them right before the draft. So that's 100% spot on there, Nishka.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as these guys finalise their setups, ready for this race, we do have a 35%er. I believe it's 26 laps, I think, from memory. 26 or 25, I can't remember. But the most important thing I think the TPs will be looking for here is getting through that turn one cleanly, getting into your rhythm, getting into your race, seeing what sort of strategy you can adopt, and just seeing your general racecraft. I think that's the most important thing when we're looking in this division, because you can build on speed, racecraft, and the way you think. That's something that can't really be taught, to be honest. Well, it can be taught, but
it can be taught, but it's a hard one. It's like for the people that are brand new to racing, that's something that can be fixed. But if it's someone that's been around for a while,
take the start,
not so much.
Take the start, mate.
Yeah, so we've got 5 red lights, and lights are out, and away we go here. As we've got Chevy heading down towards turn one here. We're going to go 3 wide. No, Chevy's got ahead of them here, so that's a great start from him. Building on a nice lead there, and you can see Rise has settled into P2 and P3, and we've got a bit of an incident back there. Got an incident at the back. What has happened here? We've got 3 cars. We've got Sirotkin, Yahuga, and Crew have all just been caught up there. So that is not a good start. Do we have any wing damage here? So Crew has lost his front. Oh, sorry. TZM has lost his end plate. Crew looks like he's got no damage. We've got an end plate off Yahuga, and Sirotkin is also missing an end plate. So we've got 3 cars with wing damage before we've even made it through turn 3. So, and you can see there, TZM is really struggling to keep that car on the track with that end plate. So that is going to be early pits for them. The good thing for them, if they do know about it, is that the hard tyres can get to the end from here. They will be slow at the end of the race, but they can take them. As we saw in Div 5 last night, 3 cars drove 24 laps on hard tyres. So
absolutely, mate. We've got a fantastic battle happening here in the midfield. We've got Shining Swarm. He's there in front of Romy White Kenobi. He's going around the outside of Peace Sefa. You've also got Panda in amongst that as well. So this has been a great little battle. How are they going to battle down into turn 1? You've got the 2 Kick Salvers on the back of the Aston Martin. Is anybody going to make a move here? Panda has a little look around the outside. Nothing doing. Sefa is just going to tuck right in behind Romy White Kenobi. Shining Swarm, he's managed to break away from these guys a little bit there. He has dropped a few positions. He's into P8. Yahuga, he's speeding into the pit lane, gets a 10-second as well, so that's unfortunate for him. Milano doing a pretty good job at the moment. He's just in the DRS of Dilby at the moment. Dilby got absolutely no battery to play with here, and he is falling off the back of Buzz is Big, and these top 5, they pulled away to battle it out for themselves at the moment, Keeper.
Yes, they have really good starts, and Rise has taken over Chevy here too. So great start there from Rise on the medium tyres. And we'll just check that. Have we got any strange tyre selections?
We've got Crowjack starting on the softs. He's there in P3. He's going to be looking to try and get some moves done early, because those softs are probably getting to about lap 4 or 5, and they're going to be starting to hurt amongst these medium runners. We do have Moose. He's way back down there in P15. He's obviously pitted and gone onto the hards. He's going to have to go a long way on them, like you said a bit earlier. As Crowjack does get the move done now on Chevy Wolves, and he goes up into P2. So the Hash driver is on the march. Chevy Wolves down there in P3. Paul in Hell P4, Muzz is in P5, and they are definitely breaking away from the rest of these guys. But a good little battle here for P6 with Dilby now all over the back of Milano. Can he get the move done down into turn 4 here, Keeper?
Yes, it looks like he has got it. He has got the move done. Very well done there. But, Milano's coming back at him here. And Milano is going to make that. Milano has held him off here. But Dilby's going to come back here as we turn into turn 5. And Dilby has got him. And Milano is not ready to give that up yet, though. But he's gone off the track there trying to keep up with him. as he keeps coming back at him here. So this will be one to watch down the straight because these guys are battling hard here for P6. Battling very hard, and they are now catching up to Crowjag here, who's obviously had a moment because he was P2 not that long ago. He's dropped back down into P5 here on those softs, and we know, as we saw last night, it is very important to make those softs last because they drop off very quickly. So Crowjag has missed out on a big opportunity there after getting up to P2 and having a bit of a moment. As Muzz has just overtaken Paul in Hell on the straight as well, and we go back to Dilby, you can see Dilby and Milano still battling it out. Oh, and we've got contact, do we? And a bit of a spin there, or a bit of a slide there for Dilby as Milano gets past.
Oh, what's happened to Crew? Crew's out. Crew's out. He's lost it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or is he retired on track?
That is...
I'm not too sure what's happened there, but...
It looked like he was by himself, so he's had a bit of a moment. It's caused a
safety
safety car.
Safety car, we're going to see anybody game enough to just pit early here and go onto the hards. Crowjag might be in a position where he could do that, being on those softs early. Might be a bit of a gamble that he might have to take and go straight onto those hards. It's going to bring Moose back into it as well. Sorotkin's in. He's onto the hards.
And Yahuga at the back as well, when he pitted to change his wing, has gone onto softs and picked himself up a 10-second penalty for speeding in pit lane.
Yeah, so this is it's been an interesting start. Rise has had a fantastic start to the race, but his gap that he built, that's going to all come to nothing because they're going to be all sandwiched back together. The big winner from the start there for me is Muzz is big up three. I believe he's up 3 positions. Let's have a quick look at the. Oh, Muzz is up 6 positions. Wow, what a start from him. So he's up to P3, doing a fantastic job. Dilby up 3 positions. Robbie One Kenobi, he's up 4 positions. He's up to P9. So some of these guys are having a fantastic start. Sorotkin, probably not having the ideal start after a good qualifying. He's down 6 positions, copping that damage here at the start. So, yeah. What are we going to see here, Keeper? What are you thinking after the safety car, mate? Crew, what happened to you, mate? I've seen you there in the chat. What happens, if you can let us know? Yep, back to you, Keeper.
Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to watch these front two off the start, mate, because they battled very hard early before Rise got the move done and got it away, but Chevy's now found himself back into P2 here, and obviously a chance to restart and try and get that P1 position back. It was a bit of an awkward start for him, got overtaken by a couple of people, so he'll be looking to try and get his P1 back there, but Muzz will be really interested in watching this too. Up 6 positions, obviously didn't qualify quite as well as he would have liked, but he's showing very good racecraft early in this race to get himself up into P3.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see, Paul and Hell is actually, he's into the pits onto those hards. He's in P8. He's in a very good position, I believe, here, Keeper. I think those hards will have no trouble getting to the end from here. And, yeah, it's going to be a matter of whether he can hold off these other guys that are still going to have to pit here, mate.
Yeah, well, you saw a bit of a gap appear at the start there. So the really important thing for the guys that have gone to these fresh hards, which is from 8th down to last place right now, are all on hards between, some are only just put them on, some have had them on for a lap, one's had them on for 3 laps. But the big thing for them is those mediums are still quite fresh, so the challenge for them is going to be holding on to the front of that pack for as long as they can and not letting them drive away before they have to pit, because that would, they need to try and stay as close as they can, because the bigger the gap comes before those front guys pit, the less time they've got to get back after the pit stop. So it's going to be really key for these guys on hards to just really stick with these front runners. Yeah,
this is going to be an interesting one too, Keeper, because some of these cars are still a long way behind the safety car. So it's going to be interesting to see whether there's actually another lap here. There could be still another lap behind the safety car, which is really going to work into the favour of the likes of Paul and Hill, Crowjag, Robbie One Kenobi, these sort of guys, and the Ryzen Panda. All these guys, they're going to be strong late here, mate. I think once the pit stops are done, they're going to be trying to hold these guys off, and it's not going to be an easy task, I don't think.
And the awkward thing I've just noticed too is, in the middle of that pack, or a little bit towards the back end of the pack that is behind the safety car right now, you have Yahuga, who's in 15th place. He's already been overlapped by half the grid, so that might be a little awkward for some of those guys there on the restart too, so that'll be one to watch.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing that now. So yeah, he's in a very awkward position. That's hopefully he can get out of the way quite easily. Oh, and safety car is in this lap, mate. So they aren't going to wait for the rest of those cars. It's going to be down to Rise to get us started again, mates. Will he slow them right up? We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't look like he's going too slow at the moment. It's not really backing. He's already gone. He's already off. He's got the battery on and he is taking off. Hopefully he doesn't catch the safety car because that's going to slow him right down. What's going to happen? Nope, doesn't. So he's fine. Down into turn 1 though. Chevy Wolf's going to have a little look. Has a little lock up on the inside there. Can't make the move stick. You got Muzz. He's having a little look as well in that Ferrari. He can't get the move done too. Both the Ferraris actually now in P3, P4. So I know you love the Ferraris, Keeper, so you'd be loving to see this. Shining Swarm having a very good... Sorry, mate. Go.
No, it's all right. So Yahuga's done the right thing here. He's stayed in front of them off the start, but as soon as he's got around that first 3 corners, he's pulled right off to the side and let as many cars go as he could. So I think he's handled that about as best as he could. So that's well done by Yahuga.
Yeah, it's well done, but this front 5, they've really ran away here. And Shining Swarm, he's having a really fantastic race tonight, mate. I know he's been having some pretty average luck of late. And, oh no, Yahuga gets a 10-second for ignoring blue flags, which is really annoying.
Half right.
Because he looks like he's been trying to get out of the way of the guys. So I think that might be an unfortunate one from the game that's giving him that one. So really unlucky for him.
Yeah, that is very unlucky. He was doing the right thing down the straight, but obviously he had more cars to get past him when he come to those corners. He just had to get out of the way, and unfortunately he hasn't. So, yeah, that's one to burn. That's a second 10-second penalty for the race for him. So that's very unfortunate for him. It's just not been his night tonight.
Yeah, so out of all these guys at the front here, Chevy Wolves has got he's got some decent battery here in behind Rise. Rise is going to be able to hold him off down here into turn 4. I think he is at the moment. Chevy's just biding his time there, running inland, just sitting in there behind him. As we see, Rise runs a little bit wide there, probably copped the warning there as well. Muzz there in P3, Dilby P4, he's got plenty of battery to work with as well, 50% battery there, so he looks like he's in a good position at the moment. Shining Piastri, he's doing a fantastic job too, plenty of battery as well, running in medium through this sector. It is ideal to sort of run in none, a lot of guys choose to run in none through here, but he looks like he's doing a fantastic job managing his battery so far at the moment. Paul and Helby looking to hold on here in that Aston Martin. Just doesn't want to let this gap get too big with these guys that have got a pit in front of him. He's only 3 seconds behind, and those hards, they're going to be getting right into the working window in a minute, Keeper.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, before the safety car restart, they just don't want to let that gap get too big here, because they are going to be on much... I reckon these guys on the meds are going to extend a little bit longer due to that safety car, so those... Yeah, their hards are going to be a lot older at the back end of this race here. As you can see, Krojak making a move on Pauline Hill there into turn 1, and he's got it done very nicely.
Oh, Chevy Wolves, he's lost out here. Look at Shining Swarm now, having a look at him up the inside. Is he going to be able to get the move done on him as well? This could be 3 positions lost for Chevy, and it is. So, yeah, not ideal for Chevy at the moment. Lost 3 positions there, and Dilby now has got himself up into P2, doing a fantastic job there in that Ferrari. And he's pulling up now behind Rise. He's in the DRS. Let's see what sort of battle these guys are going to have up the front. Krojak, though, he looks like he's on the march on those hard tyres, mate. And he's going to get right into this battle. He's now closed the gap to 2.3 seconds to Chevy Wolves. Paul and Hell sticking with him, though, on those hards. Milano, he's on the mediums. He's going to be in a bit of trouble there on those 8-lap mediums. He wouldn't want to drop out of their DRS because he will come under all sorts of pressure from Mr. Panda in the kick, who's got plenty of free air and he's got plenty of tyre underneath him. He's going to be one to watch out for late in this race here, Keeper.
Yeah, 100%. If I was Milano and PCFR, I would probably be looking to pit now and undercut those other medium runners at the moment, because sitting all the way back in the middle of the pack there and pushing those mediums is not going to do them any favours at the moment, I don't think. But yeah, Krojag's looking very good. He was up P2 earlier before he had a bit of a moment and lost some position. So getting on those hards early, if he can find a way to close that gap to Chevy here, he'll be sitting very nicely as well, as you said, Nishka. He's in a good position right now, so he's just got to keep trying to close that gap as much as he can. As Romy One Kenobi gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, those 3-second penalties are not not ideal. He does look like he may be closing in on Panda a little bit, but Panda's doing a pretty good job at the moment, starting to reel Milano in. Milano doing everything he can to try and hold on to that DRS of Pauline Hill. Once he drops out of that, he's going to become, under all sorts of pressure. Krojag, he just keeps slowly closing in that gap by a couple of tenths each lap. Those mediums will be starting to fall away. And these hard runners are really going to start reeling these guys in. The medium runners will have to start thinking about pitting, otherwise they're going to lose too much time, I think, here, Keeper.
Yeah. Obviously, I opted for the early pit choice. I won't ask you too much on what you think's ideal because you've still got a race, so I'll let you keep that one yourself. But yeah, obviously, I pitted early. I think lap 7 or 8 I went on to get off those mediums and take the hards to the end just to get an undercut because I was sitting in the middle of the pack. So you don't really want to push them too much further than this because they're just going to start getting really old, and you can finish this race without really wearing the mediums or the hards too much if you pit at the right time. So they don't want to take them too far.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a tricky one doing 35% race because we don't usually do that. We're used to doing 50%ers. So, yeah, it can be a little bit different with the pit strategy. You got to just think about it a little bit more. A Shining Swarm, he's going to become under all sorts of pressure now from Chevy Wolves because he looks like he's about to drop out of the DRS of Muzz. He may have just got it, though. Let's see if he does get it. He does get it, but Chevy Wolves is putting him under all sorts of pressure. He's got plenty of battery burning down. Chevy looks to the outside. Can he get the move done? No, he switches back to the inside. Oh, crosses him up. What a move from Chevy. Sends it a bit wide, though. Is he going to be able to hold it? No, he's not. Shining Swarm's going to get him back. So, well done from those two drivers. No contact there. But look who is now closing into the rear vision mirror of Chevy Wolves. It is Krojag on those hards, 0.8 of a second behind. He's going to have DRS, and he's looming large now, mate.
He definitely is, but the one to watch at the moment is Rise. He's the only one in this top 5 that isn't getting dragged in by Krojag at the moment. He's out to a 2-second lead over Muzz here, and he's having a hell of a drive here. He qualified pretty well, not as well as Chevy, but his race craft and his speed and his race pace here have been absolutely amazing. Got into first early, was starting to pull away before the safety car, and he's now pulled away again. He's looking very good, as Shining Swarm has now dropped out of DRS of Muzz now as well. So those second and third runners here are going to be sitting ducks as the other cars have DRS behind them. So if Chevy can get a move done here on Shining and get up past him, he will then be able to try and chase down Muzz. Muzz and Shining come into the pits though, obviously deciding now's the time to do it after dropping out of DRS. So they're going to get the jump here and maybe try and undercut Rise. Will this force Rise into pitting next lap now so he doesn't get undercut too badly?
Yeah, Chevy will be in the same position too. He's on those 12-lap mediums as well, so he'll have to think about it as well. How much time? I don't think he can afford to lose any more time to those guys, so he'll probably have to react. Rise, will he go one more lap? Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But Krojag is closing in. It's going to be interesting, man, to see these guys. They jump on these hard tyres. Are they going to be able to reel in a margin of like 16 seconds or something like that? It's going to be, Rise is probably going to be 16 seconds behind Krojag, I believe, something like that. That's a big ask in 12 laps to try and reel that in.
Yeah, it's a very big ask, and that's the other negative to maybe running the mediums for so long is you've got less laps to try and drag that back in. But I mean, Krojag is going to have 20 lap old hards by the time we reach that final lap, so they will have more race pace. But the question is, what traffic are they going to encounter here afterwards? As Rise has stayed out for another lap here, so this is interesting.
Yeah, this is extremely interesting. Is he maybe going to potentially try and go mediums to softs? That's another one. Could he potentially do that? But that is going to have to get those.
He's going to have to get those meds another 4 or 5 laps, really, because those softs go off pretty quickly. You only get maybe 5 or 6 really good laps out of them, and then you just really drop off. So it'll be a risky one to do. As we've got an incident in Sector 1 right now too. I think that was and we got that was a bit of an unsafe rejoin there from Ryzen. He's just pulled in front of Milano there, and Milano has done very well to avoid much drama there. He had to go off track to avoid it, but he's done very well there. Credit to him. That could have ended very badly.
Yeah, absolutely. Shining Swarm must have had a bit of an incident. He has. He's got wing damage, so he must have been involved in that as well. Not too sure what's happened there because yeah, Chevy's in front of him. So Shining Swarm's had a bit of an incident, and yeah, the
I
undercut
think there
hasn't
was
worked for
3
him.
cars involved in that, so
Yeah, but Muzz with that little undercut on Chevy, he's managed to get outside the DRS zone. Dilby with the undercut as well, he's up there too. Sefa still going around at the moment. We do see the Ryzen. Not the Ryzen. Sorry, where is Rise? He is in. He's about to come out. Where's he going to come out? He's in P5 at the moment. Fresh hards. What's the gap going to be to Krojak when he gets back on the track? Is the
and
Ferrari
those
going to get him?
Ferraris.
Durr is coming. So is Muzz. Is he going to get out in front? Yes, he is. He's going to get out in front, but those hard tyres, they're going to be cold for this first lap against these hard runners who've warmed their tyres up. Is he going to be able to hold them off, Keeper?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He just needs to get him warmed up as soon as he can there. He got a little bit of a reprieve there, as I think Dilby got a bit of dirty air in turn 4 and ran wide, which gave a bit of a gap there for Rise, so that's worked out well for him. That'll give him a bit of breathing space here. If he can keep this gap at 8/10, he should be safe down the main straight, and that'll give him some time to get those tyres warmed up. So Dilby running a bit wide out of turn 4 there might have just been what Rise needed there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing these guys who decided to pit under the safety car. I believe they're on the right strategy here, mate. You've got Krojak and Paul in hell. They are 11.5 seconds in front of Panda. Then you've got a further 1.2 seconds to Sirotkin. Then Rise is a further 2.5 seconds behind there. Rise has got a bit of work to do to try and get up to these front runners.
He definitely does, mate. But he's been, I think Rise can get to P2. It'll be a question of whether he can chase down Krojak. Because I think Rise and Krojak have probably shown the most race pace out of the two here. So it'll be an interesting watch over the next 9 laps. But as you said, pitting that late, has he left himself enough laps to close that kind of gap? It's gonna be a tight one for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tipping a little bit of Paul in hell here, mate. I seen him in that in one of the trial races, I believe, for the V Carbs at Baku, and he had some decent race pace in that one. I'm seeing the same again tonight, mate. He's showing that he could be a real contender here, mate, and he's got plenty of battery here, just sitting behind Krojak, 1.6 seconds behind. If he gets into that DRS, he's definitely going to be one to watch here, I think, mate.
Oh, 100%, mate, 100%. But yeah, Mr. Panda and Sirotkin, they are going to come under pressure very soon. They're over 10 laps older on their hards, and Rise is on the march. So I think he'll definitely be on a podium position by the time we get to the end here. But that being said, he has no battery whatsoever here trying to defend Dilby. He might just hold him off, but he's going to struggle on this next straight here with next to no battery. Although Dilby's not in much better of a situation when it comes to the battery either, so he might be able to hold him, and he has.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one to watch here is Chevy Wolves. He's coming as well now. He's on those 3-lap hards, and he's got plenty of battery to work with. He's going to be pushing up to these 3 guys here as well and causing them some problems. As we see, Moose has retired. Didn't see where that happened. Did you see where that happened? I didn't see.
No, I missed that one as well, mate. But Shining Piastri also must have sped in pit lane when he got that wing change too. He's now up to 13 seconds of penalty. So what was looking like a really good race for him has quickly come undone in the space of a few laps.
Yeah, this is a fantastic battle we got going on in the mid-pack here. The 2 Ferraris getting close to each other now. As we see Sirotkin. Oh, Sirotkin's gone off track there. I'm not too sure what's happened to him.
Chevy's just had a big spin too.
Oh, Chevy, that's unfortunate for him too, because he was starting to work his way into the race. Milano is starting to get himself back into it, but Dilby now gets the job done on Rise. So that is not what Rise is going to want on those fresh tyres. He was looking to get on the march, and yeah, while they're getting up the temperature, it's difficult for those first few laps on the hards on this track. But I do believe he will start finding his pace, and I think he'll start marching up towards that front 3 again.
He will. He's just got to negotiate these Ferraris, because while they did pit before him, it wasn't much before him. So their tyres are probably right in that window right now for the 2 Ferraris. So Rise just needs to try and get past them when he can and to get away from them as soon as he can, so he can start trying to chase down Panda. But I think all if these guys can work together and not battle too much as well, they'll be able to chase down Mr. Panda for that final podium position too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But Mr. Panda is having a fantastic race, mate. I know this guy's been looking to try and improve severely over the off season, and he's showing that tonight. He's putting in a power of work, and to get himself up into P3, he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. And he seems to be holding that gap quite steady to Dilby, even though Dilby's on those fresher tyres. He's doing a fantastic job. As we do see Rise, he goes around the outside. Can he make it stick? Muzz looking to get involved as well. Not much battery left for these guys. Dilby's got a bit more battery. He's going to have a look around the outside again. Gets the move done. Can Muzz get through on the inside as well? We're going to have a look. No, he thinks better of it. Doesn't get it done. But Rise is having all sorts of issues with these guys at the moment.
Yeah, he's in a Ferrari sandwich at the moment, which is not where you want to be. There is a lot of chaos going on here, but yeah, I'll touch base on what you said with Mr. Panda as well. He's definitely a name to put on TP's lists, I think. He's can be very vocal sometimes, but he's a very passionate and very committed driver, so he'll be definitely one that'll be a good pickup for this division for whoever does get him, because he will look and want to learn from whoever he can learn from. So yeah, he's definitely got the right attitude.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But he has 5 laps to try and hold these guys off. There's Dilby now. He's starting to close the gap in with these two battling behind him now. He is not under as much pressure. We're seeing Seth in the chat saying, "Watch Rise take over again." I don't think we're going to see him take over again, mate. I think he's on the wrong strategy here tonight, mate. I think he stayed out way too long, and it's going to cost him because Crowjack and Paul and Hell, they're way out in front now, and Crowjack's looking very comfortable now with a 2.7 second lead.
Dilby's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well, which is not ideal. He'll be wanting to try and push out of the 3-second gap here on Rise if he can now, because the one thing he has been doing, although right now he's pretty similar, the thing that's making this hard for Rise at the moment is his battery. He just, even if he gets a move done down the main straight, he's got no battery left by the time they get to the next straight, and he just loses that position straight back.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to try and save some battery through this second sector. This is one of the things these guys have to work with. Same with Muzz there. He's just running in that. He's not having trouble sticking with these guys, but running in that medium is just really costing him through that middle sector. And if he could just have a bit more battery, he could really pick these guys up, I think, here, mate.
Yeah, 100%. They've closed the gap onto Panda big time now, so they're all within DRS now. So it'll be a bit of a DRS train here, and Panda on much older hards, I think, will be a sitting duck to some of these guys. When he does get taken, the biggest thing for him is he's got to stay in the DRS of the car in front of him. He's got to use them to keep himself here, or he might find himself dropping positions pretty quickly, unfortunately, because he's driven quite a good race here as Panda. As Dilby makes the move down the inside here into turn 4. And Panda tries to hold it around the outside, and has he managed to hold it? Oh, there's contact, and they're in the wall, they're in the grass! Oh my god, Panda's into a wall! Have they got out of it without any damage is the question? No, there's wing damage to Dilby, so that's a big loss to him, and there's wing damage to Mr. Panda as well. That has gone very wrong very quickly for those two. I don't know if they just got caught together, or if there was a bit of a turn-in on the Ferrari by the kick there. I'm not too sure. As we see contact again here between Chevy Wolves and Dilby now. But obviously with that wing damage, it's going to be very hard to get some control. So we're probably going to have to see. I mean, there's only 3 laps to go. You stay out and try and hold on to as many positions you can, or what do you do here? Because Dilby has no end plates on this Ferrari at all.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where you just got to try and stay out and hold on.
Oh, he's dived in. And Mr. Panda has stayed out. He's going to try and make his wing damage work and finish as high as he can here. So it'll be interesting to see how he can do that over the next few laps. But that was a race-changing moment for those guys that were trying to chase down that podium position. And it's worked well for Rise here as he's moved up into P3 and has plenty of clean air now. But I don't think he's going to be able to catch Paul in Hell. 11.5 seconds in 3 laps is a very big ask, no matter how fresh your tyres are.
Yeah, the battle for him is trying to make that gap out to 3 seconds over Muzz Big. If Muzz Big can stay inside that 3 seconds, he's going to find himself on the podium. So Muzz is going to have to try and stay within the 3 seconds. Does not have much battery, though, to work with, but neither does Rise. So this is going to be a good little battle. Muzz is keeping it to 1.7 seconds at the moment, though. So Rise is going to have his work cut out for him, and they're on pretty similar tyres. 7 to 9 laps is not much. But I think the battle for P1 and P2 is not much of a battle. Krojag is 2.9 seconds. He just needs to not do anything silly, and he's going to take this one out. Paul in Hell, he's had a fantastic race. He's just sitting there in P2 doing a fantastic job. The strategy from them has been fantastic, and they're finding themselves where they are because of that. Well, they have driven fantastic as well. Okay, I won't take it all away.
They've driven fantastically, but as you touched on earlier, the pitting under the safety car was the right decision, and it was probably cemented by all those other front runners. I think, personally, I think they ran 4, 5, 6 laps too long on those mediums, so that's hurt them at the back end of this race, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing Dilby. He's on a charge now. He's trying to do the best he can. He's in P11, and he is. There's pretty big gaps everywhere else, so we'll have a little bit of a look a bit further down the field. You got Romeo and Kenobi. He's there in P9 on those hard tyres. We got Shining Swarm. He is in P10. Unlucky for him. He was having a fantastic race till then. Dilby getting the move done up the inside there. He's going to be trying to do the best he can on those soft tyres. Maybe go for a fastest lap or something. Salvage something out of this race. But he was having a fantastic race till then. So, bit of a mention to Dilby doing a fantastic job. P-Cepha. Panda was having a fantastic job. He's going into the pits now. I really feel for Panda because he had a really great race. Not ideal for him with what happened. I'm not sure what Panda's up to here. Just needs to go into the pits. And he's in there. He's retired from the session. Sirotkin, he's had a pretty good race there after that early wing damage. He's still got some end plate damage there, so he's been driving with that for a long time, and he is still in P7, so fantastic from him on those 20 lap hards. He made the call to stay out, and it's paying dividends now. Chevy Wolves had a bit of a comeback drive as well. We've seen him had a little spin. It probably hasn't quite gone to plan for him, but P5 nonetheless has been good for him. Muzz has dropped out of that 3 seconds, so Rise will take that P3 unless he finds himself getting another pen, which he has not at the moment. But nonetheless, Muzz has had a fantastic race. If you had to pick a driver of the day, Keeper, who would it be for you, mate?
Oh, it's tough. There's a lot of people that were up there with that I would have mentioned that's kind of come undone for him in the last 5 laps, unfortunately. If I had to pick one, mate, it's hard. It's between Krojag and Muzz for me, but I think Krojag, he got the strategy right. He pitted under that safety car, and even before that, he did a great job getting up into P2, had a little moment, lost some positions, pounced on that safety car, and he's just driven a flawless race since then. So, I've got to give it to him. While he's had his battles in there as well. He might have been sitting in the front by himself for a while now, but he did everything right early on, and he's reaping the rewards at the back end of the race here. So I think Krojag would be mine.
Yeah, Krojag's done a fantastic job. I think for me, I'm going to go a bit left field here.
Chevy's just hit a wall.
Oh, not ideal for him. He's got a damaged wing. I think for me, I'm going to go with Muzz here. He's drove a really clean race. He started a long way down the grid. I'll check right now, just before they cross the line.
He started in P9. He's up 5 positions, so he's doing very well.
Up 5 positions, drove a clean race, and he's going to take P4. And right now, as he comes across the line, we see Krojag gets the win. Paul and Hell second. Rise P3. Probably the strategy made him come undone. Muzz P4. Milano P5. Drove a great race as well in the Williams, one to mention. Chevy Wolves been unlucky tonight. Showed some good pace. Sirotkin P7. He drove a great race as well with the damaged wing plates. We got Dilby. He's done well to get himself back into P8 after the incident there with Panda. We got Shining Swarm. Really unfortunate for him. He got that wing damage just after pitting, so unlucky for him. The Ryzen, he got himself involved as well. Is in a bit of an incident, but gets himself up into P9. So really good, sticking it out there, getting himself into the top 10. Thoughts on the race there, Keeper?
Yeah, it was bit chaotic. I thought, there's definitely some good talent on display there. A couple of things brought undone by incidents, but you expect that early early, it's only pre-season. You've got a lot of new drivers on the grid, and one of the biggest things you see in is across all the divisions. Maybe not so much the top ones because they've raced together for a fair while. Although there has been some big changes in Rush this year that have got people racing up divisions with some people they might not have. But one of the biggest things to racing is getting to know the drivers around you and how people race, how they defend, how they attack. Because some people defend hard, some people attack aggressively, some people are really smart with leaving space. So, as you'll see those incidents, there'll be a lot of them early on in the season, especially in the lower divisions where we've got brand new drivers that haven't driven with any of these guys before. I think that'll clean up as the season goes on when they get used to each other and they know what the person around them is going to do or how the person around them races. So I don't think you need to read too much into some of that. Obviously, if it becomes a regular thing with particular drivers, and that's a concern. But I think for the most part, that's kind of what you expect, especially in the lowest division early on. So I don't think you need to read too much into that. And I think a lot of people showed really good racecraft and race pace there, even the ones that got caught up in just a couple of unfortunate incidents along the way.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I thought it was a pretty good race for the most part there. I think there's some unfortunate stuff. Guys on different strategies, older tyres, newer tyres. I think these guys need to learn a little bit of. This is what it's all about, but Tip 5. It's all about learning and learning that racecraft, what to do in different situations. Guys are on slower tyres, being a bit more patient, waiting for the right opportunity. I think that we've seen that with the Panda and Dilby's situation there. Probably just had to wait, maybe just a little bit. Maybe would have got him on the straight, better exit instead of trying to fight side by side, going on older tyres. It's just it's one of those things that happens, and these guys will learn it as they race more and more, mates. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good race. And yeah, congratulations to Crojack. He done a fantastic job. I don't know if he wants to jump in, have a little bit of a quick interview, just the race winner, if he's around. If not, we'll just quickly talk about the draft order, mate. That's the draft order up on the screen. We do have the draft night, which is, I believe it's next week, mate, on Friday. I think it's the 16th, the draft night. One to look out for. We do see Ferrari has pick 1, but that does mean they have pick 10 in round 2. So it snakes backwards and forwards. So as you'll see the McLaren there has pick 3, but then they'll have pick 8 in round 2. So that's how the draft works, and that's the teams that have the different picks. Contact the different TPs of the teams that you'd like to drive for. Let them know you're keen to drive. It's all about getting involved, getting that communication going, and everyone getting involved. And I can't wait for this season to get underway. We have one more race for this first round, Keeper, and that is tomorrow night. You will see myself on track. I'll be involved in that one. Thank you very much again tonight, Keeper, for jumping in the comms box. I believe you'll probably be in here for Div 5 with me for most of the season. It's been an absolute blast having you back, mate. I hope you've enjoyed it. You got any last words, mate, before we wrap this one up?
No, thank you very much for having me, mate. I'm definitely thoroughly enjoying being back in it, and it's good to throw myself back into it. And yeah, it was a very entertaining race, that one. I really enjoyed myself with that. And yeah, that draft order, it's interesting. It's like I like the. Obviously, you can't just have it the same way. The snake draft is the way to do it. But obviously, it makes Ferrari's first pick, or even any one of those first 2 or 3 picks. It's super important. Like you want to pick a driver that you know is going to potentially run away with the division, because a lot of good drivers that are going to finish at the top end of divisions are going to be gone by the time you get to your second pick. So, I would be quite happy to not have pick 1 personally and be sitting in that 5 or 6 position of Visa, Cash App, or Kick, because they get more regular picks than everyone else, and don't necessarily miss out as quickly. But then obviously once you get to the end of round 2, you get that advantage for Ferrari and Haas where they get to pick 2 picks in a row. So that does balance out over the course of the draft, but yeah, it's definitely a hard thinking one there. That first couple for Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren, they want to nail that pick with someone they think is going to win a division, really, because it's going to be a long time waiting for their next pick.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We do have Crowjag jumping into the comms box with us, so don't go anywhere just yet. We'll get the thoughts of Crowjag after his race win. Crowjag, mate, congratulations tonight. Talk us through your race, mate. How did it pan out for you?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I went on a bit of a different strat to the other boys and put softs on to start with and saved them in quali. And tried to do a short, quick one at the start, but that safety car sort of wrecked that. So I just pitted and went to hards and just drove it to the end.
Yeah, it was an interesting one there, Crowjag. I did say when yourself and Paul and Hell come in, I thought you guys are in a really good position. Once I seen all those other guys they didn't pit, I knew the hards would make it all the way to the end, and I thought, oh, having to do a pit stop now after that, I don't think the hards will fall off that much. I think these guys are in a good position, and that's the way it pans out. Nonetheless, even early on in that race, mate, you look like you had some really good pace. You think you probably were still fighting for a podium even without that strategy call?
Yep, I reckon I was going for a podium on that one. I could have got higher in qualifying, except for I caught up to the back of Panda on that last lap and I just aborted. Once I caught up to him, I just lost too much time, and so I was up on the last quali lap. So I had the pace there for tonight. So yeah, not too bad at all. I was quite happy with that one.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I enjoyed seeing your race last season, mate. And I'm really keen to see how you go again this season. In a full time seat straight from the start. I'll be looking out for you. You're definitely going to be one to watch, in my opinion. I'll hand you over to Keeper, mate, and good luck for the rest of the season.
No worries, thank you too, Nish.
Congratulations on your race winning the first pre-season race there, Crowjag. You would have been pretty happy with that.
Yeah, no, really good. And back out there with my old battling partner, Paulie. Once I saw him pit at the same time as I was, I knew it was going to be between us two.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, if you do watch the other divisions, I don't know if you do or not, but you can. It's handy when you're a little bit. You get to race later in the week after 2 or 3 divisions of race because you can kind of get an idea of strategy and what can happen. Obviously, if you did watch last night, you would have seen in Div 4, I think 3 guys took the hards 24 laps with no issue. So obviously, when that safety car came out, I think it actually helped you, if anything, because I mean, I don't know when your plan was to pit on those softs without a safety car, but I know someone started on them in another division and they started well, but they dropped off very, very quickly. So I think that safety car came at almost a perfect time for you, really.
Yeah, I was only going to do another couple of laps. That was it. But there wasn't
Yeah.
any more in it. So
Yeah. No, it was good.
but yeah,
Definitely
no,
a good call to pit under safety car.
I'd like to say I watched all the rest of them, but I only turned the game on and did some practice on this about an hour before the race. That's the first time I turned the game on since Christmas.
Well, there you go. So that's natural talent shining through tonight, then, mate. You looked pretty quick in quali, and you were very quick at the start of the race as well, making up some positions very, very quickly early on. So I think everyone could see your pace was there, mate, and I definitely think you've done a lot tonight to put your name on the list of a few TPs out there. So well done, mate, and congratulations again, and all the best for the season ahead.
No worries, thank you. I haven't spoken to any of the TPs, but anyone that wants me, I'm available.
Well, there you go, TPs. You've heard it here now. He's open to go anywhere. So put that man on your list because I think he's going to be an absolute force here in Div 5. And yeah, all the best for the season ahead, mate.
No worries, thank you. You too. I'll catch you next time.
No worries.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thanks very much, Crowjag. Thanks.
No worries.
Mate.
Catch ya. Bye.
Thanks, mate. Well, that wraps up Division 5 for Brazil. We do have one more division. That's Division 3 tomorrow night, coming from Brazil. And then next week, we head to Abu Dhabi. That'll be the last chance to show what you can do in the pre-season. We will have Division 1 starting on Saturday nights. But, we'll enjoy tomorrow night first. And absolute pleasure again, Keeper. Thank you very much, mates. We'll just have a quick shout out to our sponsors. We got Pagnian, we got SRC, SimLab, and AI369. Thanks for the continued support. And very good night from myself and Keeper. and we'll see you all next time. Good night.
See you, Nishka. Well done tonight, mate.